KD5FHW, Andrew here. Just giving a little demo on the audio that I put into my Flex 6600 and how the Flex radio works. It's filter magic to go as basically as wide as you want or as narrow as you like. Um, right now we're at 5 kilohertz, and that's what that looks like. This is where I run on 80 meters a lot of the time. There's enough space to run 5K, and it just sounds a lot better than a basic 3 kilohertz or less wide signal. You can get a lot more audio in there, and that's one of the great things about the Flex. I also have a 6K filter set up. This is whenever I really want to sound good with the other guys that run wide and get their audio out. I'm not sure if I run with the big boys or not. I don't think so, but at least my audio I think sounds all right. I'm always tweaking it, so it's never done. It's just an ongoing thing when you've got all this stuff to tweak with. But 6 kilohertz there, and then I run 3 kilohertz. This is 3 kilohertz, or actually 2.9. As you can see here, my low cut's at 100 hertz, and then my high cut's at 3,000. This is standard operating for 40 and up. I don't like to run any wider there unless the band is just nobody's on it and I got plenty of room. I'll run a wider filter. And then I also have a DX filter set up. This is 2 kilohertz wide. I low cut at 500 hertz and high cut at 2.5 kilohertz wide. And this is basically, like I said, for DX, trying to get a DX station that wouldn't hear me if I'm putting that wide of the signal out. If I narrow it up a little bit and use this setting, it just reaches out a lot better, as most hams know. And my filter here on the receive is set up at 5K. So let's go back to 5K, and that's where I'm going to run it for the remainder of the video. This is audio coming out of the monitor on the radio. So this is actual radio audio. My microphone is an Electro Voice RE320, goes into a Cloud Lifter preamplifier, and then it makes its way to a Steinberg UR22 Mark II interface that gives me the ability to use the computer as a rack. And this is the software that I run to have a virtual rack, basically. This is Cantabile Lite. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this software hosts these plugins that you see here. I've got 8 plugins going right now. And basically the plugins are pieces of rack gear. You got a noise gate here. This is the Aphex Aural Exciter. That's on a famous piece of rack gear that, it's cool to have that in virtual form. I've got the EQ, a little bit of bass booster called Big Bottom. And then I've got the RVox, which is basically like a compressor. Gives me a little compression. Got the reverb unit, the de-esser, and then I go into span. And let me show you these. This is the span plugin. Basically, it's just so I can monitor the spectrum of my audio. And then here's the de-esser up there. That's a Renaissance de-esser. This is the reverb unit from Renaissance. Got the Renaissance units in a package deal from Wave.com, Wave Audio. They're a great company. They give you trial periods on pretty much everything, so you can check it out. If you like it, you can buy it. So a little shout out to them. But then it's the RVox for compression, and then I've got the R bass, and this is just like just a little bottom end booster. That's when you run wider. Sometimes the high end can be overbearing, and you just want to level it out with a little bit of a low end. Um, this is the EQ that I'm running, Renaissance EQ. This is the Aphex Aural Exciter. Uh, and then my noise gate is this little guy right here. And these 8 plugins running on this free software through the chain that I run it into the line or the balanced input on the 6600, with a TRS cable. And that's how I get my audio. And you're hearing what the radio puts into the PA right here. So if you are interested in this, leave a comment on the video, and I'd be glad to answer any questions that I can answer. I'm not an expert. I just kind of wandered into this a few months ago, and I used it with the Flex 5000 previously, and it works well. I've just been tweaking it, like I say, tweak it all the time. But anyway, this is virtual rack gear right here, and I appreciate you watching my video. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know.